I wanted to start this video off of what not to do. This is a really bad example of trying to teach your child things. The TV in the background, a child alone in the living room. As you can see, he's waiting for me by the gate because this is not a normal thing for him. He does not sit and play by himself. Well, he does occasionally when we got to cook or something like that. But this is a terrible way to teach your child. And all modern brain science tells us this, that putting a child that's under 3 in front of a TV does not teach them a thing at all. So I just wanted to show that as an example, a really bad example of what not to do. And now we'll go into the video that I made. Okay, let's start. What's that?
Bye.
Why? Good job, buddy. Like that. What's next?
C.
C. Good job. Like this. You did it.
Whoa.
Whoa. X. Good job, buddy. X. What's next? What's that?
B.
B. Good job. Where does B go? B. Where does B go? Yeah, good job, buddy. The triangle. A circle. Oval.
Is this a fire truck or what? Like that.
What color is this, baby? What color is this?
Purple.
Oh, good job. What about this one?
Yellow.
Yellow. Good job. And that one? What is that?
Orange. One.
Brown. Good job.
Ray.
Gray. Good job.
Green.
Green. Yeah, good job, buddy.
Red.
Red. Good job. This is 21-month-old Ray Ray. He has a vocabulary of over 150 words, maybe even 200 words now. He knows his colors. He knows his alphabet.
Toys.
Colors, yeah. He knows the numbers. He knows his shapes. So he is kind of a little advanced for his age. And I want to tell you how we got here. Well, we looked at modern day attachment theory that says that children need to feel secure. They need to feel loved for optimal brain development. And so that's what he's got in his almost 2 years of life. He's got a lot of one-on-one interaction with me and his mom. And that's the way that infants and toddlers learn, is via one-on-one interaction, specifically serve and return. So if you're constantly talking to them and doing that back and forth with them since they're babies, you give them a smile, they smile back at you. That's serve and return. You talk to them, they talk back, they babble, whatever it is. That's serve and return. So that's the importance of dialogue with a child. It helps with their brain development. Modern day attachment theory also says that babies, toddlers, children should not cry for no damn reason. So, mines? Oh, are they fighting over the plaque? Tend to their needs. Hooray. Don't let them cry. I mean, if they're sad, pick them up. There's no such thing as spoiling a child, especially a child that's under 2 years old. They don't know any better, so cut them a break. And that also means no cruel sleep training. That's probably one of the worst things you could do to a child, is tell him that his caretaker is not going to be there for him when he's crying. It goes against all modern day attachment here. Oh, they broke the pencil? Okay. They're fighting over the pencil? No, mine. And then we also looked at modern day brain science that backs up the attachment theory. The importance of serve and return and dialogue with a child is so critical. They just need to hear you talking to them all the time. Children learn through imitation, exploration, and play. So you have to be their role models. It's really important that they get a lot of interaction with you, with the caretakers. The first 5 years of their brains are hardwired to learn. That's all they're doing. Just think about it. Child comes in, doesn't know the language, and within 2 or 3 years learns our language. And that's across the world. In the first 2 or 3 years of life, a child can learn any language with no formal training. We're not certified teachers, right? But that's how they learn. Yeah, paper. And so those things are really, really important to remember. Some other tips that I can give you is this concept of object permanence. Children before the age of 1 don't understand that things exist once they're out of sight. So, before the age of 1, if you show a child a ball, then you pull it out, the child thinks that that ball is gone, never to return. And this idea of object permanence helps them with their memory. Once they get old enough to understand the concept of object permanence, they can remember things. They can remember words. They can remember where their shoes are and things like that. And so with him, he picked up on object permanence really early, probably about 6 months. You could put a toy in front of his face. If you took it away, he started crying, which meant that he remembered that the toy was still there, and has not disappeared. And the way we helped him with that was we played a lot of peekaboo. Peekaboo is so important. Think about it. You're covering your face, and then you uncover your face, and there's this shock on their face. Use your hands, use blankets, use whatever it is, hide, and then pop back up and say peekaboo. That's going to help build the neural connection in his brains to come up with this concept of object permanence. You shouldn't really let them not play. He gets to do whatever he wants when it's his free time. And you can see it from his toys. It's a lot of colors. We've even got a puzzle here. He can't put a puzzle together, but we work on it together. Some of that one-on-one interaction that I was talking about earlier. And here, just a whole bunch of Lego sets with numbers and letters on them. So if the more they see an item, an object, like the letter U, he's probably seen this like hundreds of times in his 2 years of life. So it helps him. That's right, that's you, baby. So it helps him remember. So those neurons in his brain are making connections, and eventually he remembers that this is the letter U. And then some other toys, some of his... we've got different types of animals in here. We've got rings. Just colorful, but as you can see, it's very colorful. And so, yeah, that's how we got here. It's what? What happened? It's stuck? How did it get stuck? Where did you learn that word from? finally I want to talk about screen time. And as you can see in here in the background, the TV is on. Right now he's watching it. And this is how we go about our day. The TV is always on in the background. The only thing I will say about that is we mostly watch nursery rhymes. Right now it's on this program called Super Crazy Kids, which does a lot of colors and numbers and things like that. And but other than that, we usually watch nursery rhymes. We're fans of Dave and Ava. We are fans of Little Baby Bum on Netflix, the Mother Goose Club on Netflix. And so when we are home, the TV is on in the background, and it's always on some nursery rhymes. And so we really haven't limited his screen time. We've limited what he does watches. But as you can see, he doesn't stay attached to the TV. He'd rather be playing with his toys or playing with one of us. If you are going to watch television with your child, let your child watch. It's important that you co-watch with them, that you're sitting there, and if it's like a nursery rhyme on, that you're singing with them. And so that's what we do. And so the last 2 years, I've had my fill of Dave and Ava, Little Baby Bum, Baba Black Sheep, and all these. But the good thing about those programs, they also have a lot of alphabet singing, a lot of number repetition. And honestly, I actually think that's where he learned numbers and the alphabet from. We've never sat him down and drilled the alphabet. I mean, never. We have these toys with the letters on them, and he brings it up to us. It's like, oh, that's an A, but that's about it. We don't sit there and go from A to Z. But I actually do think, I do know. He was about 15 months old, and on, I think it was Little Baby Bum, they have this one song where it's a choo-choo train, and the numbers are on the cars, and they say the numbers. And he was saying the numbers ahead of the song, and it shocked the hell out of me. Like, wait, you know your numbers? And so he could identify the numbers at like 15 months, I think. Maybe it was earlier, but for sure it was about 15 months. And from there, I mean, it was just forget about it. The alphabet came next. The shapes, he's been able to identify since about that time. The colors was challenging. And the colors it's a developmental thing. Children, for some reason, can't differentiate all the colors until about 18, 19 months. And this is all brain related. But at about 18, 19 months, he just finally recognized all the colors, and he could tell you any color, but at least the primary colors. And now he's learning colors like turquoise and things like that. So if you are going to watch television with your child, make sure it's like nursery rhymes. It's an educational program. Not even like, I'm not talking about like PBS, Channel 11, Elma and those guys. They don't learn from that. I mean, at this age, they don't. So it's just better to like have nursery rhymes on repetition. And then that way they could hear the words over and over. They'll hear the numbers over and over. And maybe at some point, they'll start repeating the numbers like this one started doing. And another show we do watch is Word Party. He seems to enjoy that. And I think I'll include a clip of that where he repeats like a couple of the lines. So he started doing that, and he started telegraphing what's going to happen on the show before it even happened. So, I mean, that's it. That's what we've done. One of the main reasons that I was saying that if you're going to watch TV, it should mostly be nursery rhymes is because the rhythms, the beat, the music itself helps the baby recognize patterns. So if a baby hears Baba Sheep and a tune to it 100 times, he's going to recognize a pattern. And as he's hearing other songs, it's going to be the same thing. And the first year of life, the baby's brain, all it's doing is trying to figure out how the world works. And the way it does that, ABCs, is by trying to figure out patterns. And music helps with that. And so that's why we always have nursery rhymes playing in the background.
Look.
See, look at what? Oh, he's cutting the tree? No, the city is cutting the tree. Poor tree.
Look. See? It's me.
Yeah, he's cutting it.
Oh no.
He's cutting the tree?
Oh no. Oh no.
Poor tree.
Papa.
It fall, that's right.
Look. Wow. Oh no.
Oh. Alright, you gonna put it in the basket? Yummy. Okay. Yeah. You wanna buy some vegetables too? As you can see, right now we're at home, and we live in Chicago, where it's still cold. It's March, but it's still cold. But we go out every day. If the weather is fine, like in the spring through fall, we go out every day. We go to the library, we go to the park. We are always outside, and that is another way that he learns words, because I'm always constantly pointing things out, whether it's tree or bus or whatever it is. I'm always talking to him as we're walking to the park. Huh? Show me where the bus is. Where's the bus? Yeah, where's the bus?